It's great to hear about then, especially what these tech companies that we assume are one way actually do in order to be the other way. But I wanted you to talk a little bit more also about one more example, which is the nurses in the high-vis jackets. Please.
Sure. Yeah. So there's actually one industry that distraction is a matter of life and death, and that's in healthcare. That I was shocked to find that if you looked at the three leading causes of death in the United States of America before COVID, the three leading causes of death, number one was heart disease, number two was cancer, the third leading cause of death, if it were a disease, would have been prescription mistakes. Prescription mistakes. Doctors and nurses giving patients in hospitals the wrong medication or the wrong dosage of medication. And this is a 100% preventable human error. And so most hospitals say, no, what are you going to do? It happens, right? People make mistakes. So that's what we have insurance for. Until a group of nurses from UCSF decided to take on this challenge and said, no, this is unacceptable. We have to do something about this. People's lives are at stake. And what they discovered was that the reason that these healthcare practitioners were making mistakes and giving people the wrong medication was that they were distracted. They were being tapped on the shoulder by their colleagues. Every time, on average, they were dosing out medication, they were interrupted 10 times per shift. And every time they were interrupted, they were more likely to make mistakes. Now, the irony here, the reason I tell this story to people who are outside of the healthcare profession, is that the nurses didn't realize they were making the mistakes until it was too late. And so many of us, even if you're not in healthcare, we think we're doing a great job. Everything's good. I'm working at my best. But you don't realize how much better your performance could be if you would be indistractable. The good news is that this terrible problem, they found a solution to, that these nurses figured out a way to reduce prescription mistakes by 88%, 88% reduction in prescription mistakes. And the solution was not some multi-million-dollar program. It wasn't some fancy new technology. It was cheap plastic vests. These plastic vests that these nurses would wear that told their colleagues, it said on the vest, it was printed, drug round in progress, do not disturb. So giving this external cue, essentially interrupting the interruption from their colleagues, allowed them to work without distraction. Now, how do we apply this to our own life? Well, every copy of my book, Indistractable, comes with a screen sign, this piece of cardstock that's printed right in the book that you tear out, you fold it into thirds, and you put it on your computer monitor when you need to be indistractable. And I know you can't do this all day long, right? But some part of your day, you owe it to yourself to work without distraction. Now, what if you're working from home? Okay, what if your kids are a distraction? Well, there's a wonderful solution for that too. When my daughter was only 6 years old, my wife bought what we call in our household the concentration crown. It's this light up wreath that she puts on her head. I think it costs like $5 on Amazon, and you can't miss it. And we told our daughter when she was very young, we told her, look, when mommy's wearing the concentration crown, that means that she can't be interrupted and she will be with you within 30 minutes. Okay, always, it'll be 30 minutes or less and she'll come back to you. And so it's amazing. It works like a charm because now what you've done is you've interrupted the interruption. It works really great with kids. It also works really great with spouses too. It's very effective.